Hi friends, it's Joan at Joan's Mini Homes, and today I'm going to show you my two brand new 2025 fairy gardens that I just finished. So what you're seeing now is a view, sorry I'm walking down steps. What you're seeing right now is a view of my shed with all four fairy gardens, and the first two are the bottom ones. And if you'd like to see full videos about those, you can find them on the channel. But the two smaller boxes, the garden boxes, are the two I finished just recently. And so what I did a couple of different things. Of course, I used potting soil. I went to Hobby Lobby, and also the Dollar General had some fairy things. And I bought the houses. Actually, these two houses did come from Hobby Lobby, and the mushrooms did as well. And I put a geode, a crack your own geode open in there, and I'm going to give you a kind of a down version of the little steps and things. And for this tree, I just got a stick and put some moss on it. And we just had a big storm, so it's coming apart a little bit. There you can see it a little bit. And I just need to fix the moss on it. And then I got these other plants that are ground cover. I got those at Home Depot. And again, there's the crystal. I decided to add crystals to my fairy gardens because I thought that made them more magical. Okay, so that's the first one. And in this plastic garden box, there are holes drilled in the bottom for drainage because, of course, you don't want water laying in the bottom to rot any roots. Now, here is the one that I already told you about. The coleus plants are growing huge. This is starting to look like the way I want it, with the tiny fairy gardens and the big plants. And I also added a crystal to this one. There's a quartz crystal, and I added this little pot, this little clay pot. So every time I see something that I think would go, I found this little piece of plastic, and I thought that was cute to put as a sculpture near the door. Fairies like colorful things. And so, and also I've left the violets grow. Now I noticed one thing that's happening is at night, mushrooms are growing in here. And that doesn't bother me a bit. Like here are some little mushrooms right there. And they're mostly fine, but when they are the stringy kind that die in the morning, like, let me see if I can get my finger here to show you this. See that? That is the stem of a mushroom. And sometimes they're fine and they just go away, but other times they leave black. The cap, like this, yeah, right there, will kind of fall on things and stick. They end up being very sticky, so I'm going to take those out and throw them away. All right, so there we go, and let me show you the second new fairy garden. So again, this fairy garden is in the shade, so I got plants. The plants I got are plants that are better in the shade, and when you go to Home Depot or wherever you get them, there's a tag in the plant that says for shade and how much water they need and all of that, so that's super helpful. Okay. The second new fairy garden is this one, and this one I particularly like, but it had its own share of problems. So the tall house, which I really love, fell. We had a windstorm, and it fell to the ground and broke. The bottom on it broke. And it's because it was too lightweight, and so what I did was I used the broken bottom to my advantage, and I filled it with rocks. Rocks which were like these little rocks, just to weigh it down. And we've had a windstorm since, and it stayed put. So that make sure if you have a taller structure that it is secure and it's not going to fall and break in the wind. You might have to bury it a little deeper or put something around it. So in this one I put this crystal, which I got at Five Below. I put that there, and I put this clear quartz crystal over here. I really like the mushrooms. And for the plants, I put marigolds. And let me show you the back of this one, because I think since we sit back here, my friends and I sit back here, we have to look at the back of the fairy garden. And so this is what it looks like from the back. And I added this little cooking pot here. And then there's another little wash pot there. And so I thought marigolds would be good. This is the sunnier of the two fairy gardens, and there is the broken roof. I did not find that roof part to fix it, but that's what happens when they fall. So you got to be, because they're made out of resin. This one is made out of resin, so sometimes you have to just be real careful about them falling and breaking. Because, yeah, obviously that happened to me. All right, so I'm going to come back around. So that's it. I'll give you a down-looking version here. Again, the paths that are going. I try to add little things. I've got that succulent is pretend, but I thought about buying some real ones. You know, maybe I will do that next year. But that's the second fairy garden. And then here on the bottom one that you already know about from the other videos, the coleus again are getting super big. And here I'm gonna zoom in on the mushrooms. So there's some little mushrooms. And to me, mushrooms and fairies do go together, and I don't mind them at all. But there, let me see, there's a little one, and there is a little dead one right there. So that's kind of like what they look like when they die. You can see it nicely against that white stone. And so I just pull those out because they just are sort of unsightly. So I just get rid of those. And new ones will grow. Yeah, trust me, new ones will grow. All right, so there's that. And let's see, what crystals did I add here? I'm going to see if I did add any crystals. And, oh yes, I added this pot of crystals right there because I thought that was cool. And I think that's it. But I do actually think the little mushrooms add a lot to it. Those live mushrooms are really cute. So again, these are the two new fairy gardens. Again, be careful. Make sure your buildings are weighted enough so that they don't fall and break, because they will break. Mine just fell to the wood. They didn't even fall to the wooden floor of the shed. They didn't even fall to the cement, or it didn't even fall to the cement. So, and it still broke. But again, I salvaged it. And if you need to glue any of these together, I would recommend Fabri-Tac, because that's pretty much washable and it stays in for a long, long time. So, that's it, friends. So and there's Kitty once again. Hi, Kitty. Say hi. Say hi to the friends. Good boy. Say hi to the friends, Kitty. Good boy. It's very hot. We need to go in and get a drink. So, friends, I want to thank you for being with me today. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel if you've not done so. It's completely free for you, and it helps me out a whole lot. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever it is where you are. I appreciate you so much, and hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.